and we will get started. So welcome to every one of you. Steve and I are super excited to be leading this call with you today. And we have a couple of goals. One, to make sure you know and understand the incentive trips that you can earn starting December 1st. I was going to say starting January 2021, but we have a very special double dip December. So you are currently working to earn the new incentive trips. We want to make sure you know what that is. We want to create some belief that you can do it and inspire you to go for it, whether you think you can do it yet or not, and give you some actionable steps that you can start taking today to earn that trip and double dip those points in December. So let me do a quick little screen share. All right, cool. Can you guys see that? Steve, I can see you. Nod your head. We good? Can you see the? Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to start just in case you missed it. Whoops. I have like Command Central up here. We're going to make sure. Okay, let me stop this again. Stop share. And I know there's a way I need to share the sound. Share computer sound. There we go. All right, here we go. You see the video? Perfect. All right, who's Have you been, Jess, I see Puerto Rico, here I come. I'd be happy with any of them. Can't wait for Puerto Rico. Me either. We were actually supposed to travel to Puerto Rico a couple of years ago, and then Hurricanes Irma and Maria came through, and that whole trip got, we ended up in California instead. So I am very, very excited to go back. Let me see in the chat if you are excited and which trip is your goal that you're like, definitely have to earn this one. Blow up the chat for us right now. Puerto Rico, PR, woohoo. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love that you all are going for that Puerto Rico trip, going for elite. Yes. Oh my gosh, by the end of this call, you all are going to be like elite all the way because we have some amazing speakers that are going to be sharing with you over the next few minutes. So first, I just want to go over some of the details and break it down for you a couple of different ways. And let me share my screen again. Oops. Okay, share screen. Oops, okay, hang on. This is tough to manage. 3 monitors and a PowerPoint. There we go. I have to minimize that. Okay. All right, cool. You guys got that now? We good, right? So let me just get the right. Let's try this again. Perfect. All right, here we go. This is the most exciting part, not the most exciting part, but a very exciting part of this trip announcement is every year Pampered Chef does an evaluation of the cost of the trip, what the average consultant is doing sales-wise. And I will say that most years the trip points get raised. And which is a good thing because it causes us to, it's kind of a catalyst for all of us to have growth in our business. And this year, they decided not to raise the trip points at all. So that means level 1 is going to be 60,000 points for that trip to Grapevine, Texas. Level 2 will be 90,000 points, and level 2 elite will be 150,000 points. And here is an interesting tip for you. Take out 2020 because some of you might be thinking, well, 2020 was a different year. It was a different year. So we're going to take that out of the picture. We're going to say, look at, and this is straight from Pampered Chef, look at 2018 and 2019. The consultants that earned the trips, those 2 years, earned them in 8 to 9 months. 8 to 9 months is what it took most consultants to earn their trip. And this year is very unique. Like I said at the beginning, we actually have 13 months to earn this trip. So the sales and the points that you have already earned in December will also count for these next trips. And the other important thing to note is every single point you earn counts in January as well. So if you sell $5,000 this month, you get 5,000 points for January as well. If you have 2 new consultants qualify this month and get 6,000 points for that, you'll get 6,000 points for January as well. If you promote this month to team leader, director, advanced director, senior director, executive director, and above, those points will also be counting for January as well. So this is a true double dip every single point. So let's go over very quickly the 5 ways that you can earn points towards your incentive trip. 1 is by selling products. You earn 1 point for every dollar in commissionable sales. That's very important to note, commissionable sales. So when you're looking at your tracker on the top of Consultants Corner, that shows your commissionable sales. It doesn't show party sales totals because those include tax and shipping, and it doesn't show guest sales totals because guest sales often differ from commissionable sales. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower. So commissionable sales, every dollar earns you a point. You earn points when you build your team. You earn 3,000 points when you help a new consultant qualify during the earning period. And if you're a new consultant, you get 3,000 points when you qualify in the earning period. So if you're a new consultant and you haven't yet reached your 1250 this month, if you reach it this month, you'll earn your 3,000. If you reach it in January, you'll earn 3,000 in January. I honestly would go ahead and do it this month because it's going to count for both months. You'll earn it for December and you'll earn it for January as well. If you are a recruiter and you have an unqualified consultant, go ahead and work diligently to help them get qualified this month because you'll earn those qualification points for this month and for January as well. 3, meet paid as requirements. So for every month you meet the paid as requirements for team leader through National Executive Director, you'll earn points towards the trip. These points can be earned every month in the earning period, including this month, and are based on your performance for that month, not your current title. So that means if today you are a consultant or senior consultant and you meet the team leader requirements in December, you're actually going to get those 500 team leader points for December because that's the month that you meet the requirements. If you're working to promote to director this month, you'll get your promotion points. You'll see how they play out a little bit later, as well as the paid as points for both December and January. All right, so here are the paid as points. Team leaders get 500 points every time they're paid as a team leader. And a team leader is 2 direct recruits that are active with at least 150 in sales. The recruiter must have at least 750 and collectively the team sells 2,500. Director, recruiter needs to have 750 in sales, team needs to have 5,000 in sales, and there need to be 5 active consultants in any position within that team. You get 1,000 points. Advanced director goes up to 1,500 points, senior director 2,000, executive directors 3,000 points every month you're paid as. Senior executive directors 4,000 and national executive director 5,000. Now I want each and every one of you to know it doesn't matter where you are today, what your title is today, you can be one of our next national executive directors. We had ladies promote in Pampered Chef in 9 and 10 months last year. That is insane. So just think, next August, you could be our next national executive director, if not sooner, and have 5,000 points deposited into your trip points. Okay. Now, this next one is a very special one because this qualifies to anyone who is currently at the consultant, senior consultant, or team leader level. You can earn 5,000 points by promoting to director. You promote in December, it's going to count. You promote in January, it's going to count. Any month that you promote by December 1st of next year counts towards this. So when you promote or re-promote, so if you were a director and things, life sometimes causes some struggles and you may have lost that director promotion, you re-promote, you're going to get those 5,000 points again. And then finally, when you help others promote to director, when you move to what's called an upper level leadership, position that's advanced director and above, you can earn up to 6,000 points for each new director on your personal team who promotes in 2020 and meets the paid as requirements in their promotion month and the 2 months following. So you get 2,000 points a month that they promote, 2,000 the next month that they're paid as, and 2,000 the month that they're paid after that. So that's 6,000 points. That is insane. And that was a change to our program this past year. You used to lose your points and it's just so much better and so much easier. Okay, so let's break it down. And I'm going to ask you to stick with me because I know that there's a chance that you might start to feel a little like, no way can I do that. Trust me, you can do it. But I'm going to show you 2 scenarios of how you could earn this trip. And let's just talk about level 1. One way to do that, to earn those 60,000 points, is to personally sell $5,000 a month. What's great about that is you'll actually earn at least you'll earn between $12.50 and $13.50 in commission from selling that 5,000, depending on when you reach your career sales. And if you watch the recognition that rolls out every month, you'll see that $5,000 a month in sales is pretty normal for consultants within our organization. So that's one way to do it. 5,000 in sales really is just 10 parties a month. Now, and that's based on the national show average for online parties and cooking shows from March of last year through, I think it was about April or May or June of this year. I can't remember when they gave us that average, but $500 is the average. And that's kind of low compared to our average within our organization. Our organization has a much higher party average. So we all know that, I'm sure you've heard, every 4 add 1 more, right? So 4 parties a week will build in that overage. You're doing 16 parties a month. That's going to give you the overage you need to ensure that you're submitting those 10 parties a month and that you're hitting that average of $500 in sales. And that actually gives you an overage of 6 parties a month. And like I said, every 4 add 1 more. I'm here to tell you, if you are doing 4 parties a week, you are going to be building a team. On average, you should be adding about 4 new consultants to your team a month when you're doing 16 parties a month. And if you had 4 recruits a month and they all qualified, that would be 144,000 points just from your qualified recruits. Go ahead and add your sales points of the 60,000 from doing those 4 parties a week, and you have earned level 2 elite. And that is just doing an average business. 4 parties a week is average. I can tell you, Steve and I are doing 12, 16 parties a week. That's why I'm confident in saying to you, 4 parties a week is average. Let's bring it down a little bit though. Let's say you do your 4 parties a week and you're working to build your strength in recruiting. And this next year, your average is 1 new consultant a month. That's how many you're recruiting. All of those qualify. That works out to 36,000 points. Add your sales to that from doing the 4 parties a week and you've earned level 2. That does not even take into place any of your promotion points and paid as points. By the time you add those back in, you're up to level 2 elite again. All right, we're going to be a little bit less aggressive with the points, okay? Starting with those 60,000 points. Let's say that you're doing 2,500 in monthly sales. That is what we see most part-time consultants doing, not our leaders. Our leaders are doing much more than that. If you did 2,500 in sales a month, that would give you 30,000 points. And let's say that you just are making this commitment to go to this, to start building your team. So in January, we're going to assume that you don't get any paid as points. In February, you promote to team leader. So you get your first 500 paid as points. Then in March through December, you promote to director because you have made the decision that you are earning this trip. You're going to be sharing the opportunity with everyone in your parties and you're going to be consistent with it. Let's say out of all of the recruiting you do, only 7 of them actually qualify. That gives you 21,000 points and you're at 61,500 points. That is so doable, guys, like so doable. That's not even breaking a sweat to do this. Now, what I really want to, what I'm excited to show you is the numbers from 3 actual achievers. Okay, so let's look at consultant A. This consultant was a level 1 achiever. In January, this person submitted $401. Those were the only points they earned. February, they didn't submit anything. March, 1,644 in sales. April, 1,526 in sales. Feels like they might have made a decision. They really want to work their business. In May, they recruit someone and, well, they had recruited several people. That person qualified, they promoted to director, they got a bunch of points. Look at this. They continue to grow their business, get those paid as points, July, August. They help someone else promote to director, September, October, November struggled a little bit, and December hasn't finished out yet, but this consultant, as of yesterday, submitted 78 parties and has 63,232 points. Look at the start of the year. You all have a serious advantage, and this consultant still earned the level 1 trip. Let's look at consultant B. January, they weren't a consultant on our team. Not in February, not in March, not in April. They actually joined in May, but didn't submit anything and started their business in June. 7 months, this consultant earned the level 2 incentive trip. Look at these points rolling in. Promoted to advanced director on November 1st. 122 parties and has 126,907 points. If this consultant can do this in these months, absolutely no reason any one of you cannot also do the same thing. And then let's look at one more achiever. In January, this consultant already was running a strong business. They were at the consultant level. That's what I want you to know. Stayed at the consultant level in February, March, promoted to team leader in April, director in May, and the points start rolling in. Advanced director, October 1st, November. This consultant has earned the elite level trip with 153,724 points as of yesterday. You have got to be inspired by that. Is that not amazing? Now, how many of you think if they can do it, I can do it? Are you feeling that? Overachievers. It's just being intentional. All right, so now I have the great honor of introducing you to one of our achievers who is an advanced director with our organization. She joined in May and has earned level 2 of the incentive trip going to Baja Mar, Bahamas, and that is advanced director Karen Hauk.
There we go. Had to get unmuted. Hello. I just wanted to jump on today also just to tell you all that you too can do this. I didn't join, like Stacy said, I was not a consultant in the beginning of this year. I joined at the end of May when I had my party. I had hosted a party and the consultant did her job and talked to me about joining the business and kept encouraging me, and I jumped in and started doing parties the first week of June. I started my business with 6 parties the first week. I had a lot of bookings off of my party, so that really helped. And I did the reach outs. But what I wanted to tell you is I think the only way that I've done this is by following the program that's in place. And I know anyone that's heard me talk before, that's sort of my go-to, but it really is true. And I know that some people struggle and even they're doing the reach outs or putting the time in, but just keep at it because it does work and the numbers do work, and it does, if you just keep at it. I think Lorraine, if any of you have heard Lorraine Reed speak, she talks about like filling a funnel up and eventually it just spills over. And I found that to be so true. And I've really just followed the things that she's encouraged me to do. So I joined, like I said, I just joined because I wanted some extra income. I had no idea about the incentive trips when I joined, actually. I didn't know that was even a thing. I just knew that possibly I could get some discounted products, but really I just was looking to earn extra income for my family. I had always thought about like doing something on the side. I work a full-time job at home, and I just thought, if we could pay down some credit card bills and things like that, that it would be, we could live a little more relaxed. So when I saw like the 20% commission and I started to look into it as far as how, just sort of where you start with Pampered Chef. And to top it off, I joined in May when I could earn the starter kit for free. It was sort of a no-brainer for me. And I gave it a shot, but I didn't really have a lot of high expectations. And that first week of parties with 6 parties, really, and watching the sales come in and watching the fast track reward system kind of go up, it really just, I was so motivated. Then I found out about the trips. And when I found out about the trips, it was like even that much more motivating when I can't tell you how many times I go on my phone and I pull up Consultant's Corner and I go on the side to explore and click on incentive trips and check my status. I am constantly like, I'm obsessed with it. I'm showing my husband like, look where the little thing's moving, and I just love to see that. I kind of get in competition with myself, so to speak. And I have to say I was a little bummed that I don't see the elite level 2 coming. That was my goal. I'm going for level 2 elite. There is no way I wasn't going to get it, but of course, December gets a little slow, and the last couple months slowed down a little bit for me with recruiting. But I was really focused on helping some of my team members to promote. So that said, I think that the biggest tips that I have for you is to work your business every single day with intention. Even when sales are slow, even when recruiting is slow, keep your calendars full as best you can. I don't like a week where I have 4 parties. I want to have 5, 6, 7 at least parties a week. That's just me. I don't find it to be that much more work if I already have 4 to add 1 or 2 more. And I think we all know it doesn't matter what the week looks like. You almost always have at least 1 that's a flop. So if I can have 1 that's a flop and 5 that are not flops, and maybe 1 that I can recruit, that's how I just find that my business keeps growing. I will say when I'm not intentional, I'm not recruiting and I'm not doing the things that I should be doing. So don't be afraid to ask the people that I have recruited or the people that I do get bookings from. I have to say so many times it's the people that I'm like, they're never going to say yes. They're not interested, but I'm going to ask anyway. And I do. And they're the ones that like come and surprise me. Their parties end up, even the ones that say, oh, none of my friends will buy. I really shouldn't have a party. I always go back to them and say, well, that's fine. And I don't want to pressure you. But can I just tell you, most of my super successful parties are the people that think that none of their friends are going to buy. And they may just say, okay. And I'll say, what do you have to lose? Like, you're really not losing anything by having a party for me. I do all the work and you possibly earn some rewards. And if nobody buys, nobody buys. And those are the parties that turn out to be some of my best parties. And the people will come back to me and say, I had no idea. So I just say, like, look at your parties, look for the opportunities to recruit, look for the opportunities to book parties, keep your calendar as full as you possibly can. And let's go into 2021 with that mentality. Let's more than 4 parties. Where's average? Let's be more than average.
Thank you, Karen. Oh my gosh, we are all so excited for you and all so very proud of you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna kick it off over here now. So Stacey showed you some numbers earlier, which I love that she did that because this business is rooted in relationships, but guys, the numbers don't lie. So if you are not a numbers person, you're thinking to myself, that's a lot of math. I would take it a bite-sized chunk at a time and become more familiar with your numbers, because literally knowing your numbers will take you from where you are to where you want to go. And in this case, from earning a trip or not earning a trip to earning a trip or earning a higher level trip, et cetera, right? So I want to share a couple ideas with you guys to maximize this double dip in December. Oftentimes people will say, well, the shipping cutoff is here and gone, and so I'm going to stop working for the month of December. And guys, I don't know about you, but after Christmas, even right now, I'm still online shopping, because what else are we doing right now? We're online and we're on Facebook and we're on Amazon and we're on all these other sites. And so if you don't push the idea and really focus on the fact that there is still business out there, then you're leaving money and really booking is on the table. So here are some ideas that I wanted to share with you guys to help you end 2020 strong and really maximize that double dip potential. So I shared a couple of these with directors in the director success page. So if you are a director, you may have already heard a couple of these, but for consultants, these might be new. But one thing you want to think about doing, or go to your leader and ask about doing, is a mega party. So a mega party is basically, if you've heard of a block party, it's kind of like where you basically have a lot of guests and your friends on Facebook essentially in a big group, that you can make from a business page, and there are no actual hosts, right? So every individual consultant has their own shopping link, which is basically a consultant acting as host party. You would work with your leader, basically would put together this mega party, and I would suggest an after Christmas one, And you can focus it on either healthy eating for the new year and tips and tricks, or you can focus it on a couple dips for New Year's gatherings. I know we're not really gathering in large groups, but immediate families that are living in the same house are there together, so they're going to need to eat, right? And they're going to be bringing in the new year, whatever that looks like. So the idea of a mega party is something that can be easily done. I will share a shell outline of the mega party idea in the Superstars page for anybody who wants to jump on it. You can partner with other people, do it, and I will also share the recording I did for directors that has basically exactly how mega party really works, so you can better understand that. You can always reach out to your leader to ask them, because chances are they've done one or they've been a part of one and they will know, and then maybe they'll partner with other leaders, and that way you'll have another avenue through which to get sales that way. Customer connection emails, I have never realized how email is not dead in the past several days and couple weeks. I have sent out so many flipping customer care emails, and I have gotten like over 4,000 in sales just in the past 2 weeks, just from emails, okay? Now, my contact list is probably larger than some of you, but that doesn't mean that there's not business to be had by sending out a customer connection email. If you've been around for 3 months, you've had customers that are in that contact list. You've been around for 3 years, you have a lot of customers. Been around for a month, you have customers in that contact list, right? So you can send customer connection emails about the fact that, there's still amazing products that we have. To be honest, it's not guaranteed shipping, obviously, by Christmas, but as you know, things are arriving like really quickly. So the chance that they might get it by Christmas could be a possibility. I wouldn't advertise that, but you can make them aware of the shipping turnaround time, and they can make that deduction for themselves and if they want to purchase or not. And there's all sorts of different formats of customer connection emails. Another thing you can do if you've been around for a little while, or even a couple months, you could pull a report in consultant corner, where you can pull up a report of everybody that purchased certain products. So for example, someone might have purchased one of the nonstick stainless steel woks, right? Well, obviously we have a couple other of those products that are available in that line. And so you could reach out to somebody that purchased one of those products previously, and you could say, would you want to host a really quick, couple day party with me after Christmas to get that item, deeply discounted or for free, right? Because chances are if they have that one product, they probably would like another product from that line, but they don't know what they don't know necessarily. And as we know, sometimes we drop the ball in parties. We don't reach out to every single person. We don't, we don't connect with everybody sometimes based on our life and how busy we are. So you can you could reach out to people in a targeted way like that, and send out those customer connection emails. You could do, this is also in the video recording that I will share with you guys. You can offer up on your wall, your business page or whatever, a 1 hour, one pot meal party. Basically, you could focus on one pot meal. So you could do even a healthy, new year, new you kind of thing. People love doing like pilot parties that have never been done before. And if you advertise that they will get a free gift, like a season's best, which you guys probably have at your house. It's $2 otherwise. A lot of people will do those kinds of things to be a part of something exciting and new. There's details in the video that I'll share about how to do that kind of 1 hour party and what that should look like. But they are super easy to do. You would make sure you go live a couple times in that to show off a couple power tools like a quick cooker, air fryer, and the blender as a means to use that as the booking tool. But also people are buying full priced big things right now. Doesn't matter if they get a discount or not. 15-minute Zoom parties. These are growing and becoming popular. It's kind of like bringing the cooking show back. People do have like recipe preparation fatigue. And so they're looking for ideas, and honestly, they're looking for a way to connect. Yes, virtual parties are very much all the rage, but let's be honest, they are all the rage, and they've been the rage for like 7 months at this point. So people are looking for a fresh idea. And the fact that it's like a 15-minute situation makes it a lot more accessible, especially, for example, like after the holiday, people might say, oh, well, I'm exhausted from the holiday. Well, it's only 15 minutes. So boom, there's overcoming their objection, right? The 15-minute Zoom party is kind of like a cooking show, only like super condensed, which I prefer because otherwise you're sitting at a cooking show for 2.5 hours, which I ain't got no time for that. And basically you would start off by sharing and this is in the video I'll share too. you start off by sharing your why, how you're excited, and thank you to the host for gathering their friends. And then you boom, go right into whatever you're making. So you could do 3 appetizers, have everything ready to go, and Julia child it, pull it out of the oven, and you're done. And just say, and then basically, if you would have the shopping link available for that party, encourage people to shop, share information about they can get items discounted by hosting, talk about the opportunity, bada bing, bada bang, you're done. 15 minutes, no harm, no foul, you're in and out, and it's super quick. You could also do multiple hosts in one Zoom 15-minute party. So think about a mega party or a block party, but all on Zoom, right? Everybody gets the same Zoom link. You could create and this is in my video too, you could create a Linktree link, which basically you would get the links for all of the hosts for their shows, and you can actually put it all in one place so that there's a button on that website for each individual host. The person goes in, clicks their person's button, make a purchase, everybody gets credit, super easy. And that way you're maximizing your time while you're still getting, even more sales than just doing one party. And then an after Christmas customer appreciation sale is always a great thing to do. I don't do this anymore, but I used to do it where I offered different discounts for like different spending. So if they spend $100, I would take 5% off. If they spent $200, I might take 10% off. You could structure it whatever your commission level is based on where you are in terms of your title as a consultant, senior consultant, wherever you're at. But customer appreciation sales are great. You spend a little money to make a lot more money, and in the end, you have happy customers that feel they have been given great customer service, and they will come back to you in the future and spend on you, on your link, on your website, or post with you, or join your team. I like to think about those kind of things like the Pampered Chef life cycle. Someone starts off as a customer, then you move them through the cycle to become a host, and then eventually they love you so much, they're like, well, I can't get enough of this person, I gotta join their team. So it's kind of like that whole progression of that's kind of what the direction you want to go. How many guests can be in a Zoom party? It all depends on the Zoom account you have. The free Zoom account is only 40 minutes, which doesn't matter because it's only 15 minutes. I'm not sure, when you look on Zoom, you can see the different levels based on what you might pay per month. If you decide to pay for a monthly subscription, and you get more access the more you pay per month. So you can look at the different plans that they offer on Zoom, but there is a free option at 40-minute cap that you can use. So those are some ideas. If you have any questions, type them in the chat and we can address them at the end. But now I want to introduce someone in my organization who has graciously agreed to speak to you guys about her story and her awesome accomplishment of the trip. And her name is Kathy Rich. So Kathy joined in April 30th. So literally April 30th, guys, think about that. You didn't really start until May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months, just like we said, right? 8 months. You're in the level 1 trip. She has $65,000 in career sales in 8 months, which is bananas, okay? Think about that $5,000 a month thing Stacey mentioned. That's more than that on the money, okay? And she, year to date, she has a show average of $700 per party. So Kathy, thank you for sharing. You're awesome. And she, like I said, she earned the level 1 trip. So take it away.
All right, hi. My name is Kathy Rich, like Steve said, and I work full time. I wanted to start off with that, and that, I think that's an important piece to a lot of us, that we can accomplish this and still have a job on the side. So not on the side, actually our main job. This is on the side. So I joined in April, and like Steve said, it was at the very end of April. And I hosted a party. It was my very first party that I have ever hosted for anything. And I was like convinced to do this. I'm like, do I really have to do this? But I did. And it was a very successful party. And throughout that party, my director, Dr. Ricky, she's awesome. She, messaged me a few times, and I kept like mentioning it to my husband. And then there was the opportunity event that our organization has every week, and he's actually the one that attended that. He's like, I want to see what this is all about, because we've always looked for something, or especially him, just try to think of something that we could have and originally it was to make sure, that our family was set up, that my daughter has money for college. She's 5 right now. So, we're thinking about that. We want to move within the next year. So a lot of things that we really could use some extra money for. So he attended that. And after that, he saw that the incentive trips were there. And one of them, I think this year, one of the trips that consultants could earn was Disney. And that changed, of course. But he's a huge Disney fan. My daughter's a huge Disney fan. I like Disney. It's fun, but I'd rather go to the beach. But he saw that Disney was one of the options for this trip. And with the opportunity to like make some extra money for our family and then possibly win a vacation, which we love vacations, he was like, we're doing this. I'm like, what do you mean we're doing this? Are you sure? So we signed up, and in May, I had one party because I'm the kind of person, I need to be organized. I need to know what I'm doing, and kind of the opposite of Karen. Like, I just couldn't jump in there right away. I just needed to like organize myself. So I had one party in May, and a lot of it is similar to Karen. Like, I did have a few friends that said that they would host a party for me, and I was lucky. It gave me a really good start, but I used the green dotting to get more parties, and then those parties I got some bookings off of there. So in June and July, I really had about 2 parties a month. And it wasn't really until September that I started booking 4 parties a month. And just like Karen, I became obsessed with that trip tracker. Like, originally it was extra money, and then of course the thought of the trip, but I became obsessed with that, and that became a personal goal of mine. Like, I'm gonna get this. So just attending the monthly meetings and hearing Steve like say, fill your calendar. I really focused on booking parties. And in October, I went up to like 5 to 6 parties a month, and then November, and then our beginning of December had about 8 parties a month. So that really helped. I think the bookings is what really helped, and that's what I focused on. I know that my goal for next year would be to focus a little more on recruiting. That's next on my plate, but I really focused just on selling and then booking those parties, because I feel like that's what really got me there. One of the things that it has been tough for a lot of us to sell, and with the bookings, like, that definitely helped. But I think another thing that helped is just to like focus on what you can control. Like, I know that like I can control how hard I work with getting bookings, and that kind of motivated me. And that when I saw that trip tracker, like, that motivated me even more. And I overall tend to just think about what I can control and tend to stay positive, and then try to influence people, of course, to book parties, and then to, buy something else when something was out of stock. So I think all of that really helped. And I think that that's something that all of us could really do, is just, even though it's hard sometimes, to focus on what we can do for ourselves and have that goal in mind. And that will really, help, get all of us there to that trip for this year.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And just a reminder, guys, currently right now, Kathy is a consultant. So think about that. $65,000 in career sales, crushing it, earning the first level trip. Like, I know that we say, like, obviously that our business opportunity is the best thing we have in the catalog, but if you have too much on your plate, you think you do, right? And you can earn a trip by just selling. And I know Stacey's probably like, don't say that, but I want to make it clear that recruiting is important, because we want to share our amazing opportunity, right? And we would not be here if somebody didn't ask us, right, about it. But I just want to be clear, like, even for me, I earned my first trip in 6 months primarily from selling products my first year. So I just want to put that in your mind right there, because there may be some super new people. Yeah, that was the first example she showed. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody gets that. Okay, cool. All right. So let's do Q&A right now, and then we will wrap things up. Does anybody have any questions for Stacey or I or our speakers? No, everybody's earning a trip? Yes? Robin says yes. I know Robin's earning the trip. Anybody? Questions? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Is your mind just spinning? Okay. All right. Oh yeah, Elite, here I come. Yes, awesome, awesome. I have a question. Jessica, yes, you can unmute yourself or you can type it, but I'd rather you can unmute.
Congratulations, Joe.
Jessica says, are you buying us around?
I think Puerto Rico is all inclusive. So yes, Steve and I will treat everyone.
Jessica says, see you in Consultant Corner. Where do you see your points on Consultant Corner? Stacey, do you?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's, I think the fastest way to do that. Oops, hang on. All right, guys, see that real quick?
Yep.
Okay.
They're going to get obsessed with it now themselves.
I know. I'm telling you, get obsessed. If you're going to get obsessed with anything, that's a great place. So I think we can go to explore. I'm trying to think of the easy way to get there.
And down
then help me,
Incentive
guys,
trips.
because I go, oh, here we go.
right there on the left. Yep.
Incentive trips. And then track my progress. There you go. And that gives you that little graph right there.
Or you can just go to your consultant connection summary and there's a little.
Yes, I didn't want to show that way because it might reveal a whole bunch of
Oh.
stuff that's private. So that's why I showed that way. But yes, you can do it in consultant connection as well, Jess. You're right. Shaughnessy, I can see you talking, but we can't hear you.
And it doesn't say you're muted either.
Now you're muted. Nope, we can't hear you. Jennifer W asked, how do you encourage your team? I want it in such a big way and I want them to want it too. I would tell your team to get on our call tonight with Steve and I. Let us encourage them for you. And then if you guys notice, like Steve is always congratulating people as they achieve. Anybody who's within the Superstar organization where I can see the numbers every month, I'm posting who's earned the different levels. Tag your team in that. Like partner with us and the recognition that we're doing. Even if your consultants haven't achieved it yet, tag them and say, I want to see your name on there. Do you want to go for it? And then if they don't attend, I'll be posting the playback of both recordings. Do a little challenge, encourage your team to watch it, and then reach out to them and find out where are they in their mindset. If they want to go for it, then come up with a game plan together with them and help them to see that there's multiple different ways to earn the trip. Which way do they want to do it? Do they want to earn it through sales? Do they want to promote? Do they want to recruit? This is a puzzle that can come together lots of different ways. And that's what's really exciting, is that anyone can do this. And you heard Kathy share, she works full-time. I don't even know if Karen works full-time. She does. Karen works full-time as well. So there's no reason everyone can't do this.
Anybody else?
There's some questions in the chat, Steve. You want to take them?
Do your paid us points in December count for January with a double dip? Yes, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yes. So am I supposed to get 3,000 points every time I recruit somebody? You have to somebody answered this for her, but you have to qualify them. They have to have 1250 in sales in the earning period, which is calendar year. So, and including this month. Christy, you can share this playback on your team pages. Yep.
But just so you know, I'm not going to post it until tonight because we want consultants to join live. So if I post a playback, then they'll be like, oh, I'll just watch that. I'll post both recordings later.
Yep.
Lots of great ideas on how to track the points. And I love that you guys are keeping it printed out right in front of you. That's awesome.
That's what I wanted to say, Stacy. The first year that I was a consultant, I was devastated that I did not earn the trip. I mean, so ever since then, I put the tracker on my fridge every time it's available to print, because that was not happening again.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. If you have something in front of your face every single day, it works. And I forget who said that they're like obsessed with checking their points. That's the way I was. And I'm not obsessed about anything as far as, say, you know, looking at numbers and that kind of thing. But I told my team, print it out, keep it in front of you. And I think I have 3 or 4 team members that earned the trip this year with me. So it does work.
Congratulations.
It works.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ellen says, what if someone just joined? Do they have to hit 1250 this year to earn the points? Yeah. They don't?
Well, you get the points when they qualified. So it doesn't, if they join in December but don't qualify till February because something crazy happens, you'll get the points in February.
Okay.
But they do it like you're right too, Steve. They have to, if you want the points for this trip, they have to qualify this year.
Right. Okay. Is the tracker something we get in the beginning of the year, or are we talking about the slide? No, didn't they already post a tracker for it? I think they did.
I will look and see.
I believe they already posted the tracker in the 2022, like wherever they have the video for it on Consultants Corner. It's in the same incentive trip page section. I feel like it was at the bottom when I looked, but yes, they did.
Is it in Stir, maybe?
No, I think it's literally when you go to the incentive trip page and you click on the 20, like the blue like highlighted link that says 2022 whatever, it takes you to the page with the video. Then if you scroll down, it says how to earn it and all the points, and then at the bottom, yeah, you have to refresh yours, I think, Stacy.
Okay, I don't see anything for 2022.
It's
okay.
It's there.
Yeah, I trust you. I believe you.
You don't see 2022, but it's 2021. They have it listed as.
It
I don't
wasn't
even
on
see that.
mine. It wasn't on mine. I right-clicked on my page and I hit refresh, and then it came up.
Yeah, it's here.
Right click to refresh. Okay, I'll figure it out. It's okay.
Or F5, yeah.
Okay, let me try that.
All right, anybody else? Any questions?
Can you see it?
No,
There it
it's,
is.
oh,
There's a picture of it. I'm holding it with my phone.
okay.
You go under Explore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you go to Explore, then you go to Incentive Trips, and it's right at the top. And then you click Resources, and the tracker is there.
All right. Cool tips. Thanks for sharing that.
All right. Well, so now that we've had our hour together and you've been given some tips and tricks and some kind of lay the land on how you can earn this, my challenge to you would be to get to work in December. The month is not over, and you know, when you get on any kind of training call or anything where you're learning knowledge about anything, it's what you do afterwards that makes the impact. Showing up is great, but if you don't action afterwards, then why did you show up, right? So go out, make those contacts, get some additional short parties on your calendar for after Christmas, do a customer appreciation event, ask your director for some ideas. But you guys got this, and you definitely want to take advantage of the double dip in the remainder of the month. Okay?
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Have a very Merry Christmas.